What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, hit me up on Twitter, TikTok, the community post. You already know the vibes, and it's Wednesday, so you know what that means. It's time for your AEW / NXT review. And you know, the election just passed, so NXT was moved to Wednesday, so we had another edition of the Wednesday Night War. And anytime we have these NXT versus AEW shows, I never really know how to go about it as far as reviewing one or the other or doing both. So I decided to pick the top 5 moments from both AEW and NXT and just talk about it like that. Maybe this will work, maybe it won't, I don't know, but I thought about it, so let's do it. So with that being said, the top 5 moment from AEW, of course, will always go to the learning tree, because that's something I absolutely do not care about. I don't care about the learning tree. I don't care about anything Chris Jericho has to do, anything Chris Jericho has going on. I don't care what championship Chris Jericho has. I just don't care. And it's unfortunate to the other people involved, but them's the breaks, homie. So the number 5 moment went to the trios match between the Learning Tree and the Conglomeration. I wasn't even paying attention. I was watching NXT a little bit more. I think this is when the Wesley Javon Evans match was going on. So yeah, I don't remember who won. I think somebody went through a table. I remember that much. And I think that the Conglomeration is wrestling the Death Riders next week for the trios titles, so that's cool. But yeah, so we go from one 53-year-old man I don't care about to another 53-year-old man I don't care about in NXT, and that's Bully Ray, Bubba Ray. He tagged it with Trick Williams as they took on the team of Ridge Holland and All Ego, Ethan Page, and same thing. Now, I will give WWE a little bit more credit and Bully Ray more credit, because this was like the ECW nostalgia show. So you had Bully come out with the camo gear, and him and Trick put somebody through a table, and then Devon came out. So that made this a little bit more easy for me to get through, but I still didn't care. I have no interest in Bully Ray. I definitely don't have any interest in Ridge Holland, so yeah, we move on to number 4 from AEW, and that was this segment with Christian Cage, and he has a new son, and Kip Sabian. And one thing he did was kind of explain why Kip Sabian stole his pin that time he tried to cash in, and you know, really stopped him from cashing in. And the reason was Kip Sabian was trying to save Christian from the Death Riders because he knew that they were lurking. So he was just trying to save Christian's title opportunity. I'm like, okay, if you say so, that kind of makes sense. But outside of that, I don't care. And that's really unfortunate for me to say about Christian Cage, because he is one of my favorite things going on in AEW. So for me to say I don't care about Christian, that says a lot about how he's being used in his booking, and you know, the whole patriarchy thing, and they're just kind of just biding their time until Christian can cash in. And then he's doing this thing with Hook, and he's talking about how he really wishes Taz was dead so he can be a father to Hook. And I'm like, alright, cool. Number 4 moment from NXT was Tony D'Angelo wrestling Nunzio. So it was a moment earlier in the show where the D'Angelo family was talking to Nunzio and Tony Mamaluke. And I'm like, I haven't seen Tony Mamaluke in so long, since ECW, I think. And I'm like, good for him. Good for Tony. And this led to the match between Tony D and Nunzio, and it was fun. It was kind of like a passing of the torch type situation between Nunzio and Tony D, and you know, it was for the North American Championship, but it was really nothing to it. But it was a whole lot of fun, and this kind of ties into the whole ECW thing and the usage of the ECW talent on the show. Like, you had they showed Francine in the crowd, and she still looks good. Like I said, you had Tony Mamaluke and Nunzio, Rhino Spirit, Mr. Stone, and there's another wrestler I want to talk about. actually two more wrestlers I want to talk about, but I do like the way that the ECW talent was utilized in this show, because it did take place in the old ECW arena, so good for them. So number 3 from AEW goes to Adam Cole and Malachi Black. Now last week when I said this match was announced, I said this was AEW's way to out NXT. And if you go for that whole black and gold vibes and the whole black and gold nostalgia, it kind of worked. Was this the best match that they had? No, but the match was still good nonetheless. And then you had a moment at the end where Malachi Black was sitting in the middle of the ring with his legs crossed, and he was begging Adam Cole to take him out with the running knee, which Adam Cole did. And then after the match, they hugged, and Malachi Black walked to the back, and it looked like he was saying goodbye. That's the vibe I got. That's the vibe a lot of people got. I don't know what Malachi Black has going on. Last time I checked, the House of Black was competing in the tag team gauntlet tournament, fatal 4-way, whatever, to determine who will wrestle Private Party at Full Gear. So I don't know. And last time I checked, Buddy Matthews signed with AEW, like he re-signed. I don't know what Brody King's situation is as far as the contract goes. I don't know what Malachi Black's contract situation is, but the way it looked like he was riding off into the sunset. Maybe I'm looking a little bit too deep in this, but I'm not entirely too sure. But going back into NXT/ECW, we had a backstage segment with Kalani Jordan and the whole effing show, Rob Van Dam. And, you know, they're stretching. They're doing the Van Dam stretch. And, you know, he's hyping her up for her match. And Rob Van Dam looked like he was going to talk to Ava about something. He was dressed in his ring gear. He had his singlet on. And as he's making his way to Ava, he gets attacked by Wes Lee. And this leads us to the match between Javon Evans and Wes Lee. And this was a whole bunch of flips and cartwheels and dives and a whole bunch of cool stuff going on. The type of stuff I like, you know. And as the match is going on, it looks like Wes Lee is about to win. But then Rob Van Dam comes out. And, you know, he gives the distraction. Javon Evans hits a 5-star frog splash on Wes Lee, and he gets the win. So that was pretty cool. And it was also cool to see Javon Evans and Rob Van Dam celebrate in the middle of this very ring in the ECW arena. So that was pretty cool. So now number 2 for AEW belongs to Ricochet, as he takes on the Don Callis family. And the big mystery is, who is Ricochet's mystery partner going to be? And it was a lot of speculation. I was thinking it was going to be Will Ospreay. I was wrong, but right at the same time, and I'll get into that a little bit more. The mystery partner for Ricochet was none other than Powerhouse Hobbs. He makes his return. Ricochet says that, you know, there's somebody that hates the Don Callis family just as much as Ricochet does, and it's Powerhouse Hobbs. And apparently, you know, the contract between Powerhouse and the Don Callis family expired. Don Callis didn't check on Hobbs. No call, no text, no email, no messages in a bottle, no DMs, no nothing. So Powerhouse Hobbs is pissed. Him and Ricochet are taking out the Don Callis family. Ricochet ends up getting the win. And then you have Kyle Fletcher, you know, doing his thing. Mark Davis comes out to make the save. And then we have the return of Will Ospreay. So now it's looking like we have the Don Callis family taking on the Ricochet and friends, or Ospreay and friends. I don't know. It's friends versus family. It's friends and family day, like it's church, but, you know, it is what it is. But also, you know, speaking of Ricochet, I'm going to go ahead and go to the number 1 moment from AEW, and that was the Hurt Syndicate, you know, making their official in-ring debut as a unit, as a team, as the Hurt Syndicate. You know, they get a graphic. Bobby Lashley got his own elite graphic. And, you know, they're pretty much making their mission statement known. MVP is saying that he wants to, you know, help out the younger talent to building up to their full potential, the same way the Hurt Syndicate built themselves up to their full potential. So, you know, if you get a card for MVP, that's pretty much your golden ticket in. And like, if you want to take the card and accept the Hurt Syndicate into your life, that's on you. But if you refuse, you end up like whose house? Swerve's house. And then Swerve comes out and he makes the challenge for Bobby Lashley at Full Gear. And MVP says, yeah, you're on, look, bucko. So, you know, there's that. Them's the breaks. It's official. Full Gear. Swerve versus Bobby Lashley. Can't wait. I can't wait to see who else joins up with the Hurt Syndicate. And one person they keep teasing to join the Hurt Syndicate is Ricochet. You know, every time Ricochet has a backstage segment, he has his best looking suit on, looking like he's about his business. And then you have MVP pull up and saying, you know, we're rooting for you, Ricochet, you know. Your afternoon, my octoroon, you know. So they're trying to get him involved. So then we go back to NXT. The number 2 moment for me was the ECW Extreme Rules match between Jada Parker and Lola Vice with Dawn Marie as the special guest referee. And this is who else I was talking about, because Dawn Marie looks just as good as ever. She is still fine. It is crazy. She is aged gracefully. She looks good. She's fine. And then you have 2 fun women and Jada Parker and Lola Vice, and they're doing their thing. Jada Parker hit the teardrop where she drops her booty on you from the top of a ladder through Lola Vice to another ladder, so that was pretty funny. There was a brick involved. Jada Parker hit Lola Vice in the face with a brick, and then she hit her in the face with her ass, and that's how she ended up winning the match. So, you know, good for Jada Parker, man. And I have a bold prediction, because we're going to get into the number 1 moment from NXT. But my bold prediction is that Jada Parker will hold championship gold. If not by the end of this year, by early next year, Jada Parker will be a champion, because she has improved a lot. She has charisma, she's beautiful, body, all that. She's a star, so I'm calling it right now. Jada Parker will be champion. Speaking of champions, we have the big epic all-star women's tag team match between Fatal Influence, Cora Jade, and Roxanne Perez, taking on Stephanie Vacker, Julia, Kalani Jordan, Zarya, I think I said that right, and Jordan Grace. And you know, this is like what it said. It is exactly what it says. It's an all-star match, and you know, Zarya accidentally speared Jordan Grace, so that might be a thing going forward. But she ended up getting the win for her team. But this was awesome, man. The women did the damn thing. They looked really good. They were showcased really well from the beginning of the show all the way up until the end. And you know, Stephanie Vacker and Julia, they also had a run-in with the Metaphor, Jakara Jackson, and Lash Legend, so that might be a thing going forward. And also the streets are saying that Jakara and Lash got the call-up, so you know, congratulations to them. So with that being said, guys, what did you think of the Wednesday Night War? What did you watch? Did you watch NXT? Did you watch AEW? Did you watch both? Did you watch neither? Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. You guys take care. Be easy. I'm out. Peace.